There are nights in Hollywood that seem written in advance, and then there are nights like the 2026 Oscars, where every envelope opened felt like it was rewriting the script. The 98th Academy Awards, held at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles, were exactly that, a mix of excitement, surprises, and moments no one saw coming. For a few hours, cinema stopped being fiction and became a real story full of unexpected twists. And what happened that night proved something curious. Even in an industry built on storytelling, reality can be even more unpredictable. Hello, inhabitants of the internet. Welcome to a new video. Here are the moments that defined the night. Number 1. The film battle that kept everyone on edge. Weeks before the ceremony, everything seemed to come down to a cinematic duel. On one side was One Battle After Another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. On the other, the ambitious and dark Sinners. Both films had dominated award season, collecting nominations like trophies in a display case. But at the Oscars, like in poker, it's not about who has the most cards. It's about who plays the final hand best. And when the time came to announce Best Picture, the envelope revealed the big winner, One Battle After Another. The film ended the night with 6 awards, becoming the most awarded of the ceremony. For Anderson, it was a historic moment. After years of being considered one of the best directors of his generation, he finally held Hollywood's biggest prize. Sometimes the Oscar doesn't come quickly, but when it does, it arrives with force. Number 2. The actor who broke every prediction. One of the most talked about moments of the night came with the Best Actor announcement. The winner was Michael B. Jordan for his performance in Sinners. The surprise was enormous. Jordan played twin characters in the film, a demanding role that blended dramatic intensity with complex psychological duality. But the competition was fierce, with some of the biggest names in contemporary cinema in the category. That's why when his name was called, his reaction was so genuine that it quickly became one of the night's viral moments. He walked on stage with a mix of disbelief and gratitude, and in his speech, he honored 2 giants of cinema, Sidney Poitier and Denzel Washington. 2 actors who paved the way for new generations. The entire theater rose to its feet. It wasn't just an award, it was a symbolic moment. Number 3. The speech that made half the theater cry. The Best Actress category delivered one of the most emotional moments of the night. The winner was Jessie Buckley for her role in Hamnet. Her performance explores a mother's grief after a devastating loss, in a story inspired by William Shakespeare's family. When she took the stage, Buckley delivered a line that quickly spread across social media. This award is for the beautiful chaos of a mother's heart. It was one of those rare Oscar moments where the spectacle pauses and only emotion remains. For a few seconds, Hollywood felt more human than glamorous. Number 4. The award that changed Oscar history. Among all the awards that night, one marked a turning point. For the first time, the Academy introduced the Oscar for Best Casting. It may sound like a small detail, but it's actually huge. For decades, casting directors were responsible for finding the perfect actors for each role, without receiving official recognition. The first winner in history was Cassandra Koulakounis, also for One Battle After Another. It was as if, after nearly a century of cinema, Hollywood had finally turned on the light in a room that had always been there, but no one had been looking at. Number 5. The moment that broke a historic barrier. Another major moment came in a technical category that rarely makes headlines. Cinematographer Autumn Durald Arkapaw won the Oscar for Best Cinematography for Sinners, and with that victory, history was made. She became the first woman ever to win in this category. For nearly 100 years, cinematography had been a field dominated almost entirely by men. Her win wasn't just an award, it was a small shift in the history of cinema. Number 6. The winner who wasn't even at the ceremony. Amid the excitement, one of the most curious moments unfolded. The Oscar for Best Supporting Actor went to Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. The problem was, he wasn't there. When his name was announced, the camera searched the audience, but his seat was empty. For a few seconds, the theater fell into an unusual silence, until someone from the film's team stepped on stage to accept the award. Hollywood, where everything is usually calculated down to the millimeter, had an unexpectedly improvised moment. Number 7. The most nominated film that didn't dominate the night. If there was an ironic twist in the ceremony, it was this. Sinners arrived at the Oscars with 16 nominations, more than any other film. Many believed it would dominate the night, but in the end, it won 4 awards. It wasn't a loss, But it wasn't the sweeping victory many expected either. It's a curious reminder of how the Oscars work. Having many nominations is like reaching the finals in multiple matches, but each award is a different game. Number 8. The most unexpected celebration of the night. And just when it seemed everything was over, a scene worthy of a movie unfolded. After winning his Oscar, Michael B. Jordan decided to celebrate in a surprisingly simple way. He went to In-N-Out Burger. Yes, with his statuette in hand. Customers couldn't believe what they were seeing. A freshly awarded Academy winner ordering burgers while holding the most famous trophy in cinema. The photos went viral within hours. And maybe that moment perfectly captures what the Oscars really are. Luxury on stage, humanity when the lights go out, the end of the night, and an unexpected reflection. When the ceremony ended, Hollywood slowly returned to normal. The cameras turned off, the statuettes found new display cases, and the conversations began. Who won? Who lost? Which film will be remembered? But if the 2026 Oscars proved anything, it's that cinema still holds a special kind of magic. Because even when we think we know who will win, there's always an unexpected twist, just like in the best movies. And maybe that's why we keep watching every year, because in Hollywood, just like in cinema, the story never ends when we think it does. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel.